Davis, and I was ranked as the second best performing Forex trader in the world by the Barclays Currency Traders Index between 2008 and 2013. Now, of course, this is the risk events video, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to basically share my trading plan with you for the coming week. And we're going to go to the calendar, we're going to look at which news events are actually going to be moving the markets, and then what we're going to do is go to the charts and show you which currency pairs you want to be trading based on those events. So we're going to have different scenarios, different plans for each event. So without further ado, let's go to the charts and the calendar now, and I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking over the coming 7 days. As we look at the calendar here, the big highlight of the week for me is on the Tuesday the 24th. Now, there's a few other events later on in the week that will help support this trade, but basically what I'm looking for next week is a little bit of US dollar strength. Now, the reason for that is because last week we had the FOMC minutes, which came out rather dovish. Now, what it showed is in that last meeting, a lot of the members were very concerned, and they basically gave the impression they would rather err on the side of caution and hike later rather than go a bit too optimistic and hike sooner. Now, that was perceived as dovish by the markets, which of course it was, and the dollar sold off a little bit. Everyone got a bit concerned. Now, if you think about it, what actually happened is after that very meeting, Yellen came out, did a press conference, and she spoke in a remarkably hawkish manner, basically saying, no, we're not concerned about inflation. We do think that we're going to hike mid-2015 seems reasonable. Of course, it's data dependent, and the data that we're looking at closely, the most closely at the moment, is labour market data with average earnings. So, and what happened since that speech? Labour market data smashed it. NFP came out above 200,000 again. And most importantly, the average earnings figure was 0.5 when it was expected at 0.3. So all that's happened since Yellen last spoke is that the data has got a little bit better. So I think the market's overreacted to those minutes, and I think Yellen's going to testify, and she's just going to basically say the same things as she did last time around. Now, it's important to prepare for this event. You need to make sure that obviously she does that. The big risk to the trade here is that she doesn't, and she does go dovish, but it will basically require a dramatic turnaround in her attitude. So as long as she says that the Fed are going to look into hike mid-2015, they're not too concerned about inflation at this stage. I think it'll probably go lower, but it's temporary. And the main focus is on labour market data. Basically, as long as she doesn't change her tone, which I don't think she will, I think that's very supportive for the dollar. I think the market will realise they've overreacted to those minutes a little bit, and I think the dollar will go up. Now, what currency against? Well, we've got Pelos speaking later that day. He has got absolutely no reason to be hawkish right now. He's just started cutting rates. Data hasn't been that great. He's going to be dovish. He's going to try and talk the Canadian dollar down. He wants it as low as possible to spur that economic recovery. So we've got a combination of a possibly stronger dollar versus a possibly weaker Canadian dollar. I think the dollar-CAD pair can break into the 126s, possibly even test 127s. I think there's 50 to 100 pips to be made on this one. The one thing to bear in mind is we could get a little bit of a sell-off on the dollar going into the testimony because the market might get concerned and worry that Yellen's going to change her tone. But my conviction is that she will keep the tone, market will start buying dollars, and that will be supportive, particularly for the dollar-CAD pair. We've got other data points coming in the week that support that, but that's